How's it going, everyone? My name is Jake, and today I have another little mixing tip for you. Something that a lot of people probably already know about, but I've recently just been using it a lot and find it to be very helpful. So I wanted to share it with you. Also, forgive my scrappy voice right now. I kind of had a sore throat over the last couple of days, but we are getting better. Anyways, what I wanted to show you today is kind of using delay for more of an effect. I've been doing a lot of advanced processor tutorials recently as well, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on maybe doing one on delay specifically. I'm honestly having trouble finding more information to do a full advanced processor tutorial, but if you guys are really into delay, I would be happy to make one for you. But anyways, let's get into today's video. It's going to be, a basic one. I'm just going to kind of go over how to add a delay for more of like an effect, get like kind of like an echo effect on vocals. So I have this track here, and we have three vocals. This top one here is the main vocal, and we have some harmonies. And what I want to do is add kind of like an echo delay, very specific echo delay, to these harmonies. So let's take a listen to it, and I'll show you exactly where I want it to be. Oops.
Now is not the time, supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always, supposed to be forever.
So right where she says ever, both times, I want it to like have two echoes, so it says ever, ever, ever. So that's what we're gonna do today, and I'm gonna show you kind of my workflow to getting this process done, and hopefully it helps you guys in the process. So obviously the first thing that we need to do is we need to make our delay track. So we're going to create, there we go. We're going to do a stereo aux input, and we're going to create it. I'm going to bring it up here so I know exactly what we're working with. And just me being picky, I'm going to give it a color that's kind of close to our vocal harmony color so we know that it's related. I just like to try and keep it organized. We're going to call it harmony delay. Cool. Excuse me. Now, second thing that we're going to do is we are going to make a send and send it to this track here. So I'm going to go bus, and we're going to do an unused bus 9 and 10. I'm going to send it to both of these harmonies. Both these harmonies are different. One's a low, one's a high. So we have 9 and 10, just making sure that they are both at unity, and it looks like they both are. I'm going to put it to pre-fader so that we can solo just the delay track and just hear what the delay is doing. And now we want to, because we have the sends for 9 and 10, we want to go to our input and do 9 and 10 as well. So now I just want to make sure we're getting signal. So I'm going to zoom in here.
Supposed to be forever,
and you can see we are,
but it seems that
and you can also hear the level increase. So that's cool. Now obviously we want to go and add our delay, so we're going to go choose our repeater here, wherever it is. There we go. So here we are, we have our repeater. This is just probably my favorite delay plugin from the Slate Digital bundle. I use this bundle a lot. Now what we want to do is we kind of want to find our delay that's going to fit. Now I want it to be kind of spacey, kind of like a surreal kind of big room effect. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for. I'm going to start with a space delay here, and we'll see what that sounds like. I'm going to put it in sync mode, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it out because with this control here, because like I said, I know exactly what I want it to sound like. I want it to be like ever, ever, ever. I want two repeats afterwards. So let's take a listen here.
supposed to be forever.
As you can see, that's way off as it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this down just so it doesn't distract me while I'm trying to tap out the beat here.
Tell me it ain't true, maybe speak your mind, 'cause now is not the time, supposed to be forever.
All right. So I just kind of went up to the point where it is and then hit the two clicks where I wanted them to be. So it's going to give us a general delay time, and we can kind of zoom it in later. So let's bring it back up here. Oops. We're gonna bring back our delay in.
Tell me it ain't true, baby, speak your mind, 'cause now it's not supposed to be forever.
So you can already hear that there is those two echoes.
Be forever.
But there's also a lot of echoes beforehand. So I'm going to show you how I get rid of those echoes beforehand. And we just keep the ones that we want. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to do some automation. I'm going to go back in afterwards and kind of adjust the actual sound. But so we just want to get those two echoes. So obviously what we're going to want to do is automation. And there's multiple ways to do this. You can either do it through plugin automation, which honestly, in this case, I find it to be a little bit of a longer process to go in and be like, okay, I want to automate a specific parameter in my delay plugin. So it just takes longer to do it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to volume automate the delay plugin here so that it only affects the parts that we want it to. It might take a little bit of tweaking, but I think it's just a simpler process. It gets it done quicker. So now we know that we don't want it on most of that. We only want the delay to come in right after she says ever. So I'm going to bring all of this down. And there's two sections where she says ever that we want the delay to come through. So we're going to go back here. We're going to get a general layout. We're going to bring that down. And we're going
This time.
Oops. Clicking the wrong buttons here. Bring this down. Now we're going to start zooming in. All right.
Forever, but
You can already tell it's starting to get
supposed to
there.
be forever. But it seems that ever don't last always. Supposed to be forever. But it seems that ever.
That was actually pretty close, but we're still going to kind of shape that up a little bit so it's exactly where we want it. Now this part was a little bit off. And I would almost never suggest to have it be just like straight angles. You kind of want it to fade in and fade out just to make it sound a bit more smooth. So I would never do like a box, kind of like what this is right now.
Forever.
Oh, that's weird.
Forever.
So I think, let's see. I'm going to have to just play with this here. Oops. Oh, we're on relative grid. That would be why. We want to be on slip so that we are not attached to a grid and we can adjust this as we please.
Forever.
So we know it ends right around here. I'm going to get rid of this. Bring this down.
Forever. But it's
You can tell it cuts off really quickly, so that doesn't sound very natural.
forever. But it's forever. But it seems that ever.
All right, so I'm going to play with this a little bit, and I'll get back to you once I set my automation correctly. All right, so now that I set those approximately where we want them, I don't have the tone of the delay exactly how I want it to be. Let's just take a quick listen to exactly what I have so far.
Supposed to be forever. But it seems that ever don't last always. Supposed to be forever. But it seems that ever.
I have a lot of the lower harmony in there, which I honestly don't like as much. So to fix this, I think it was the second one.
Supposed to be forever.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower my send on that a little bit so it's more of the high harmony.
Forever, but it seems that ever don't last ever. Be forever, but it seems.
Cool. So that sounds a little bit better. I'm going to go back into my repeater here, and I'm going to change around. I actually don't like the space delay as much. I'll try something just like the digital.
Be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always. Told you, supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always.
So that's better. I like that more. It's a bit more, has a bit more shimmer than the space delay.
Supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always. Supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always.
Okay, let's see here. I'm going to do a couple of things here. I'm going to just adjust a couple settings and kind of dial it in, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. All right, guys. So we're back, and what I did here was I made a couple adjustments just to the sound, and I made it less apparent. I didn't want it to be as drastic as it was because it kind of just jumped in out of nowhere. So what you can see that I did was I brought up the bass level of this delay just to kind of make it so that there is like this essence that there's already delay on these harmonies, and then I brought down the automation so it's a little bit more smooth. So let's take a listen to what we got now.
Supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always. Supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always.
All right, so the last thing that I want to do here is I'm going to add an EQ to after my delay here, and it kind of just sculpt the frequencies of this delay a little bit more just to make it fit a little bit better. Obviously we don't want some of the bad it's kind of the same thing with EQing a normal channel. There are frequencies in there that will be affecting. I mean, it's still a sound that's going to affect the rest of the mix, so you still want to EQ it to the point where you get rid of any harmful frequencies, or if you find any really good ones that are helping the delay kind of fit the mix better, then you want to boost those as well. So I'm going to do this real quick, and then we'll take a listen to what we got. All right, guys, so that's essentially the process here. I wanted to kind of just give you one last run through of how we did this here. So obviously we made a delay track. We had our send from our sends from the two tracks that we wanted to add the delay to, and made it the input of our delay track. Added our delay, chose our settings. I went with tap. I tapped it out so that I could find the exact hits that I wanted to. So essentially, like how I did that, once again, this is kind of a cool little trick, is that start playing the song as it's going, you're tapping with it, and then when you hit that part where you want to have the delay come through, tap the hits that you want to hear the delay, and the delay time will be exactly where it needs to be because you've already tapped it out. So I found that to be a cool trick. And then after you've set your delay time and the delay preset that you want, then it's time to automate, as you can see here. so that you bring down the parts that you don't want the delay and bring up the parts that you do want to hear the delay. And that just helps you specify which parts will actually have the delay present. And then finally, once again, you just kind of adjust the delay to fit the mix better and make it sound, more natural. You don't want it to be too jolting. You don't want it to come out of nowhere. You want it to kind of slide in and be kind of natural sounding as you can. I mean, you're adding an effect, but you don't want it to be, jump too much like I did right at the beginning of the automation process. And then finally, just EQ it in, make it sound a little bit more in tune with the rest of the piece. So that's my process. Let's take a listen to the final result.
Time supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always. Supposed to be forever, but it seems that ever don't last always. I brought my heart and soul to you.
Cool, guys. Well, thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped with this mixing technique, this mixing tip, adding this delay effect to your mixes. Hopefully it clarified any questions that you might have had. And make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more content that is coming soon. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will see you in the next video.